What's going on YouTube? Today I am looking at the Microtech Socom Bravo. Whoops. That is a collaboration between Microtech and Reich knife. Now I've got a couple. I have a Chavez Liberation Street, and it's a beautiful knife. I think this is a beautiful knife. I mean, you can't get these run about, I think they run about $350, and they come with titanium collar, carbon fiber. I mean, this is all premium materials. If you wanted this knife in the United States built and made, it's probably going to be $700-800, and it's a beautiful knife. And I gotta be honest, I got this and I wanted to love it. I was excited. I thought it was going to be an upgraded version of my Socom Elite manual that I love. But it's not. And I'm gonna tell you why this was a letdown for me. It's not a letdown on materials. It's not a letdown on how it looks or the price. All that is good. The letdown for me comes with, it's not easy to use with one hand. And I compare it to this all day, every day. Yesterday I was carrying this particular knife. I was at the in-laws house and we were busy doing stuff. I was cutting tarps, I was cutting twigs, cutting rope, cutting bags open, and I was manipulating this knife with one hand, putting it away all day. I can't do that with this knife. And I'm sure there'll be comments, well, you're not holding it right, or you're not doing this, or you need to break it in, or whatever. I gotta be honest, I don't want a knife that I want it to go into my hand and it to feel like it should work. Look, so I'm gonna show you what I mean. So I have it in my hand and I try not to put pressure on it. I've got it here and I'm trying to flip it and it'll go open. But sometimes I just can't flip it, and people say, well, you're putting pressure on there. Okay, let me look. Okay, let me get my fingers perfect. There it went. I don't got any pressure on it. Am I getting a little pressure? Point being, I got to think about it too much. I don't want to master the knife. I've mastered lots of knives. I can flick it open. This has been tearing up my thumb, me trying to figure out how to get this to flick right. And I want to love this, but that's my major problem. I can't use it. This one, I pick it up, and I think here's the design difference. Here's the design difference. Look at this. You have this bar right here, and this is also your detent for the blade once it's down. I can squeeze here all I want, and it's protected by the aluminum. It's never more pressure than what is set on the spring rate on that holding it. Whereas this, there's nothing. And again, I have some others that have this exact lock, and if you don't have your fingers just right, it'll go. But for me, it's more easy to get it just right with them than it is on this one. This one for me is hard to open. Or sometimes if I get my fingers just wrong, it's impossible to open. I mean, I'm putting some pressure on there. Oh, I had a little pressure on that thing. You get it. Beautiful knife. Beautiful knife. Look at, I'm trying to hold it here, and because I have a little bit of pressure on there with my finger, it won't open. That's too much interference. I don't really care for this blade dug out portion. I mean, but the knife and the materials are great. The feel is great. It's hefty. It's more solid feeling than this. To me, when I flick this out, it's a little more tinny. But this is what I'm comparing it to, and this is what works every day for me. No problem. Flick it open, close. Open, close, one-handed. This, I might get it open. Once it's open, I can get it closed. So let me know your thoughts on this. And, you know, I was willing to give it a try because of the premium materials, but I just can't master it. This one's going to go away. So let me know your thoughts. Microtech Socom Bravo. Thanks, everybody.